today we're talking about quests and what makes them motivating for students. So we've got a quest on the screen here. Lara, what do you think motivates students when we're talking about putting our academic content into our quest format?
So I love quests because I think that when, especially for schools that are using different platforms, different LMS like Canvas, Google Classroom, things like that, it's very enter here and complete your assignment. And, it's basically a digital kind of worksheet essentially, right? So this just gives it that next level, that next, step of just excitement for the kids. There's a story and the teachers can get creative and, make a story that's related to the topic that they're, have objectives on, or they can use one of our stories. And so the students are constantly engaged in like different ways, whether it's reading the story or doing the activity or, the suspense of like, hey, what's coming next? Or like, where on the map am I going to go? And the clouds. And it just sets a scene for, an exciting learning adventure.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love how we have the clouds that kind of make it to where students kind of get a taste of what's coming, but how they still have to do the work in order to earn and gain that progress, just like they do with their XP and gold pieces. But we have this beautiful graphic, this wonderful environment and world that we so delicately worked on as a company. And so it just builds in all of that immersive experience that I love about Classcraft and all of the literature that goes along with that world.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm working with a school right now that is actually using Quest to teach the behavior expectations of their behavior management side of things. So I think that's great that, the students are still getting to earn points and do things within the platform. They're learning about their behavior expectations, but it's not just a teacher standing at the front saying, hey, this year I want to see you raise your hand when you have a question or walk in the hallway, or, they can read a story about it and it's in this world and there's characters. And it's just a really fun way to deliver material, especially for those students that, maybe are hard to kind of reel in and motivate. This, gives them another avenue to use, to get those students engaged and kind of doing the things that we have to do.
Mm-hmm. And then even beyond an engagement, I love that it's a map that gives them literally from point A to point Z. And the linear lines, to me, it helps me as an educator, but also I think it would help students be able to see the progression of ideas, and we can show them the visual scaffolding of material, which could ultimately connect those plot points for a student that would help them gain understanding, which then could also motivate them because they feel more successful. They have that competency of going from the introduction through the plot, through every other part of this quest to where they feel more comfortable and more successful by the end. And they have the map of their work to show for it.
Yeah. And the other thing I also love about this is that they can't skip ahead, right? So they have to do what is presented for them right there. They can't jump around and do different objectives, but they can always go back. So if they get to, objective number 10, and it's referencing something from the beginning of the lesson, they can always go back and revisit that information, and it's all right there for them. So we're not flipping through notebooks. We're not doing, all of these things to try to find notes or, what did the teacher say 3 weeks ago? And, all of that. It's all right here. It's organized. It's easily accessible. And I just think it makes learning so much fun for the kids.
Absolutely. So it works. It makes everything more engaging, more interactive, more build upon and cohesive. And that's what we want. We want students to succeed. That's our whole mission at Classcraft.